Himalayan was launched a couple of years ago. It received great response in the market. In fact, it deserved to be. After all, it was a very affordable, pocket-friendly off-roader, and it made perfect sense when you wanted to do long-distance highway commutes. Over the years, it has received a couple of updates. This, the 2021 Avatar, is the most significant facelift of all. How worthy is it to deserve the facelift tag, or was just a strategy by the team to bump up the prices? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to Cherry Drive. To begin with, Royal Enfield has not tried to fix anything that isn't broken, and it shows. The hardware, that's the engine, chassis, suspension, and fuel tank have been carried forward. What has changed though is the seat. Still sporting a split unit, the Himalayan now gets a thicker, more comfortable seat with new foam to ensure comfortable cruising, and it remains approachable at 800mm. The new windscreen is not only wider but a little taller as well. It provides decent wind protection, but not too much. The screen is lightly tinted, but it's easy to see through. The bars on the fuel tank have been shortened significantly because quite a number of tall riders complained in the past of their knees bumping into the rack. The rear luggage rack has also been redesigned. In the previous model, the luggage rack was larger and higher, which caused some discomfort for pillion riders. Last but not the least, this is the new pine green color which tries to camouflage with nature. Royal Enfield could have used this opportunity to redesign the controversial and overly complicated instrument cluster. The utterly pointless compass still takes a while to calibrate, and the ambient temperature readout is still off the true values. Royal Enfield has added its Tripper navigation screen onto the Himalaya's quirky and digi analog instrument console. The Tripper screen is just like the one that debuted in the Meteor 350. It's a small circular color display that reads out navigation directions. The Tripper display works via Bluetooth and requires your phone to be connected to the Royal Enfield app. During our test, there were a couple of instances when it struggled hard to connect, and this could be particular to this specific unit. Also, it does not reconnect on its own if you happen to switch off the ignition and on again. For instance, if you are stopped at traffic signal, the connection has to be re-established manually. Royal Enfield should honestly take a lesson or two from Triumph to integrate this module in the next bike. It's still a heavy motorcycle at 199 kilograms, which means you need to spend more time with it to come to terms with its off-road capabilities. But it's just as capable and forgiving on the slippery terrain as it is on the tarmac. The Sear tires aren't hard to trust once you spend enough time with them on either terrains, and once you do, the Himalayan becomes all the more enjoyable. The tires come with tube, and we did encounter a puncture on our way to the Mystic Hills. Powering the 2021 Himalayan is the same engine as earlier, a 411cc single-cylinder air-cooled motor. It's capable of churning out max power of 24.3 bhp at 6500 rpm and max torque of 32 Nm at 4000 to 4500 rpm. It's mated to 5-speed gearbox. The motor cruises beautifully at 80 kmph and 100 kmph and is quite relaxed as well. The bike surges up to 120 kmph if you keep it pinned, but anything above that is real struggle and it's not recommended. In the city, the engine won't mind you holding higher gears at low speeds, but the motor feels flat below 2000 rpm. It only accelerates with eagerness when the rev counter crosses the 2000 mark. Within city limits, there's a fair amount of heat to be felt under the seat area, but it's not that bad. The chassis is same as well, and that means you get the same slightly firm but absorbent ride comfort that shakes off even the worst potholes. Cruising stability is good, but triple-digit speeds on bumpy roads can cause discomfort. As before, the brakes are clear improvement over BS4 version, but still feel slightly dull. The clutch feels a bit cumbersome too, especially for city use. But these are the things one need to get used to before getting the adventure motorcycle home. The switchable ABS allowed us to properly test the motorcycle's off-roading capabilities, and it did not disappoint at all. To do justice to the motorcycle, we rode it to some of the remotest locations in Western Ghats, and boy, we weren't disappointed at all. With the ABS switched off, the braking of motorcycle was equally enthralling and intimidating, thus ensuring we did not have a single dull moment during the course of our journey. The Himalayan's engine might not be the most fuel efficient. Not that any of the motorcycles from the homegrown manufacturer were known to win accolades for fuel efficiency. The motorcycle will gulp up petrol during long distance cruising. In our mixed riding conditions of 80% highway and 20% city, the Himalayan retained a fuel efficiency of 26.7 km per liter. Coming back to where we started off with, does the Himalayan deserve the facelift tag or it is better off just as a press release? The thing is, the changes aren't very significant, they're just mild changes, and the most significant of all, the addition of tripper navigation isn't very user friendly either. There were a couple of instances when it did not guide us properly to this place. With the addition of these small features, Royal Enfield has just got another reason to burn a deeper hole into your pocket by 10,000 rupees, which we honestly feel isn't worthy enough. In fact, Royal Enfield should have used this opportunity to work better on the quality control of this bike, which was a problem earlier. There are a couple of switches which still need improvement, and more importantly, we still feel the addition of a USB charger or a 12-volt charging socket would have made a lot of difference, because the tripper navigation is going to suck up your battery. With this, Royal Enfield has just tried to align the Himalayan with its new age products like the Meteor. To sum it up, we think Royal Enfield could have addressed a few more concerns. After having sampled the Meteor that lies in a similar price bracket, it is but natural for someone to expect similar levels of craftsmanship on the Himalayan too. But this is a midlife makeover after all, and not an all new product, and therefore some of your wishes remain unanswered. But as we said earlier, this sum of little updates like the better seats, the tail rack, the taller windshield, and the tripper module outweighs the premium Royal Enfield charges for the 2021 variant of Himalayan. But knowing how capable this motorcycle is, it is still one of the best touring motorcycles you can buy under 2.5 lakh rupees. If you guys like the video, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram. Take care, drive safe, and more importantly, stay healthy, and we ride all the way back to Bangalore.